street right here was just a 2-lane road. It was all torn up. And when we started over in Apple Valley, we were started in an apartment complex. At that time, there was a lot of drug deals, obvious gang members standing outside, people sleeping on top of roofs, and a lot of slumlords. There was 28 individually owned apartments, and the city came in with the neighborhood revitalization. That's a concentration of police, fire, and other services to deal with the issues that bring down the neighborhood. It's not as bad as it was before because of the efforts of the city. We hired people from the community because what that did was there was drug dealers and gang members hanging out in the neighborhoods. By hiring people, what we said is that we're working with your brothers and sisters, so during that time, can you please kind of stay away? And they did. Since then, we've hired over 200 to 300 kids from this neighborhood. Graffiti has gone down on the buildings that we have. We have very little graffiti. And also too, if you see what Apple Valley is going to look like, it's totally changed because of the efforts, not only because of our efforts, but the efforts of the community. And our focus is not only to provide programming, but to be a conduit. With these programs that we have, we actually become a place where we get information out of the neighborhoods to see what they need, but also too, if people are looking for services, we can connect them up to where they'll help the most.
We said we wanted to provide free recreation programming for the kids, and after we came back, they brought us to the house. And when we, and the house is what we call the pad, and when we walked in there, it was old 70s brown paneling, about 3 or 4 random pieces of carpet that weren't totally glued down. It smelled like poop, and there was rat poop this big and black cobwebs everywhere.
We're the coordinators with the Summer Playgrounds program, and it's been around for over 50 years, and our goal really is to provide a safe, fun environment for the kids during the summer. We have 12 sites this summer, and we end up seeing well over 1,000 kids, probably about 1,500 kids. We have about 40 staff who were training this entire week on games, how to do art with the kids, how to keep the kids safe. Right now they're getting a training on a service learning component that's going to be brought into the program this summer, and that will be taking care of the creeks in the city of Santa Rosa.
For the gang presentation, we had 2 people who are funded through our Measure O grant program through the Southwest Community Health Center, and they received a grant to provide kind of intensive intervention with teenage males. One of the main points of our programs is to give kids something else to do that's fun, constructive, and hopefully will help them make better choices.
We came here again about 10 years ago and to do programming. What we do is use their rec hall, which used to be a community room that we turned into a rec hall. It was done by HUD. When we came here and started doing programming, the building was about 80% graffitied, but since we started doing programming, graffiti has gone down to about 5% or less. And what we do is provide services for the youth. We also get court referrals that we serve here. We do a free lunch program here, and also too, we provide food from the food bank for families every Thursday. So it's kind of a full, well-rounded program, but again, not so much us because we're coordinating, and that's what people have to understand. What we do is try to find out what the people's needs are and address the needs, not create a program and make them fit in it. So I think that what makes us really unique.
So we have our carnival out here. It's open to the public. There's tons of kids. It's an annual event that the Playgrounds program hosts, and it's just a fantastic opportunity to invite the public and offer these kids an opportunity to come out here and play some games, enjoy these wonderful activities, interacting with the staff, showing the kids that you have these positive adult role models and what they can be when they grow up. We have our wonderful LIT program, which is our Leaders in Training, and many of our staff have actually come up from the LIT program and are now staff, which is really exciting. And quite a few of the permanent staff, if you will, have started out as LITs, worked our way up, and now we're just able to enjoy it and start new programs and do as much as we can because it's all to benefit the kids. We have 2 sources of funding. We have our general fund, which is just from the standard city budget, and then we also have a Measure O funding, which provides 5 sites, and we started that 2 years ago. And the Measure O funding is from the Gang Prevention and Intervention, which is the tax initiative that the voters passed in 2004. And because of the wonderful initiative, we were able to add on more programs to serve the kids in the community.
It got me away from the streets, really, so it was something that I liked that improved my life. So that was a good thing about it. And I feel like right now I'm feeling like I'm stopping like a couple kids to even get into that kind of life. So I'm feeling like that's the way I contribute.
How can you do that?
Is just have them coming over to the activities instead of being out there doing other little stuff that could get them in trouble or even worse.
We came here to do a program for youth, and we said we wanted to do a garden. Catholic Charities said that you could use the land. The land itself basically had weeds about this high, had glass and rocks, and us and 20 volunteers rolled it, tilled it about 100 times with people going behind us picking up rocks and everything. The garden itself, again, we had to add over 200 yards of compost or dirt to it to bring it up to have it grow. And from 99 till now, every year we just had different people, different kids, some from the shelter, some from the community, that helped put together the garden.
CHOPS Teen Club, and it was a gift from a retired mayor from the 50s and 60s in Santa Rosa, and he left a secret clause in his will so that when he died he left $4 million for this brick and mortar building, and then $3.5 million for a women's transition, homeless women with children, a transition house for them to get stable and move on and get training. So with this, 23 youth serving agencies met for 18 months. We interviewed about 600 to 800 young people, middle school, high school, to find out what they wanted. And outside of a bowling alley and a swimming pool, we took the next 5 programs. So we have an art studio here, the nightclub that you see, a tech program over in that way, a gym and a climbing wall, and a leadership program for the whole building. When they do a show here, we're also able to patch through from the stage here back to the recording studio. So not only can they learn Photoshop in the tech lounge, do their CD cover, do a recording, do their release party, and then tape another live CD from the studio.
This is the Flying Colors banner project, and what it is, it's an opportunity for us to create banners or fabric art pieces that depict the 40 developmental assets. And these are the developmental assets that are necessary for young people to grow into healthy, responsible adults.
Come in, they do the whole process. They talk to the businesses, they design an image for each of the assets. So a member has an asset, for instance, family support. And then they think of what this family support, what it should convey. And then they work on creating a design and talk to the business about what they think about the design. And then it is into the computer. They choose all the colors and start sewing it out.
There it is.
Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That is really something. Oh, that is really great. I'm going to be very proud to have that in the store. And I can't wait to have it there. What is the nature of the image?
It's supposed to be a neutral person reading by the light of the moon.
Reading by the light of the moon. That is really great.
And here's
It's
the name of
beautiful.
the project, Flying Colors, and 40 assets. Your business name, Sawyer's News, and the asset, Reading for Pleasure.
That is so beautiful. What I would love to see is more businesses get involved. I mean, there are so many businesses out there, and this would not be something that's going to break the bank. I mean, this is something they could get involved with financially for not a lot of money, but look at the payoff. I mean, the payoff in the community, the payoff to the student that did the work, the payoff to the business being able to have it in their business. There's no downside.
I actually was involved in the initial implementation of Measure O, and I had some skepticism about the benefits. But I, especially in the gang prevention intervention area, think that the City Recreation and Parks has done a really commendable job.
The Citizens Oversight Committee for Measure O toured around. I was just totally impressed with both breadth and variety of programs that we've seen.